what were you asked to do?
Once I arrived, once they pulled everybody out of the apartment, I was requested to observe and to translate.
Did you do so?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
I want to ask you about all 4 individuals out there. First of all, did you have the opportunity to converse in Spanish with a Diego Ibarra?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Did you have the opportunity to converse in Spanish with a Rosbeli Flores?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have the opportunity to converse in Spanish with Argenis Ibarra?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you have the opportunity to speak in Spanish to Jose Ibarra?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have any difficulties understanding their Spanish?
No.
Did they seem to have any difficulties understanding your Spanish?
By them responding to my questions and us conversing, I would say that no, they understood me very well.
The person named Jose Ibarra, did you question him that day and ask him some questions about injuries that were observed on him?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
What language did you ask him those questions?
It would be in Spanish.
And what language did he respond back to you?
In Spanish.
And at this point, before we get into the statements, Your Honor, just for the record, defense counsel has not filed for a Jackson Deno, and I'll let her take it from there.
We will not be raising a Jackson Deno issue at this time.
Thank you. When you were conversing or speaking with Jose Ibarra that day and asking him about injuries, about how close were you to him?
I would say roughly between 3 to 4 feet.
And prior to, and if you could sit a little into that microphone, thank you. Prior to you asking him questions about his injuries, were the 4 residents of that apartment allowed to kind of move around, and were they talking to one another?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, they were speaking to one another, laughing. Yeah.
And how would you describe the vibe between them and what was going on at this time?
It seemed very relaxed. There was a lot of laughing, giggling, especially when they were talking about how they were woken up, pulled out of the apartment, smoking. So I would say the vibe or the atmosphere was very relaxed and calm.
And may I approach the witness, Your Honor?
Yes.
I'm showing you what's been already admitted as State's Exhibit 177, and have you seen it? And you know what, it's already admitted, so I'm going to show you something from it. Sorry, it's had it. But you have seen 177?
Yes, I have.
And what is it?
It's going to be axon footage.
From your conversation with Jose Ibarra?
That's correct, yes.
On the 23rd day of February 2024?
Yes, ma'am. And it would be Sergeant Epps' axon footage.
Okay. So you had footage and he had footage, right?
Correct.
All right. And do you see yourself in this footage? I'm going to publish the 3rd video in States 177. Do you see yourself right there?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Oh, I'm sorry. We got to toggle over. And this may be a little difficult to do. Hopefully you're going to be able to hear it. But what I would like you to do for the record is translate to us exactly what you asked him and exactly what he said back to you. And if you have problems hearing it and you need to hear it again, just let me know and we'll rewind it.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Hold on a second. Well, we have no volume at all, so hold on just one moment. I'll start it over. Okay. All right, I want to start it over. There we go.
My friend, can you do me a favor?
All right, let's say that again.
My friend, can you do me a favor?
Okay, so you said, my friend, can you do me a favor? Mm-hmm. And why did you ask the question in that manner?
It's just my mannerisms. When I speak Spanish, I'm very respectful to folks. It's just the way I was raised, and it's Latin American culture.
All right.
I asked him, I have a question, why, and then I point to my left knuckle, why is this red? He responds by saying that because of the cold.
Because of the what?
The cold.
What happened to his arm? What happened there?
I asked him what happened there, and he...
And for the record, we're at 15:20 of the video, and he is pointing to his left arm?
It would be his right bicep.
His right arm, sorry. I was a little backwards. His right bicep. Okay, and you asked what?
I asked what happened there, and he said that he had a scratch, but he didn't exactly explain from where or how.
What happened there? Keep it up. What happened there?
I asked him about another scratch on where his left wrist meets his left forearm. If you could actually just repeat that portion right there.
Keep it up. What happened there?
I asked him what happened there.
Okay. What you said what?
What happened there? Pause it, please. He says, I don't have anything there, there's nothing there, and then he starts pointing at it again, saying that, oh, it's just a scratch.
Okay. So when he said that there was nothing there, could you see something there?
Yes, ma'am, absolutely.
What could you see?
It looked like I don't know exactly the time, but I could see there was still a little bit of pus in it.
Pus?
So it didn't look very old.
Okay.
But I could see that there was a scratch on his wrist.
Okay.
I asked him to raise up his sleeves.
Open up. Get what? Don't get it. Okay.
Really good enough to the red knuckles to the bone. And the scratch over there is
Do you hit the face or anything?
oh, say that back there on the over?
No.
I asked him, were you struck in the mouth? He responded to me that no, he was not struck in the mouth, and that it's the cold air on his lips, that he uses chapstick. I asked him to raise up his hair. I also asked him to raise up both sides of his hair.
Watch your forehead, Red.
What did you observe when he raised up his hair?
I could see that there was a red mark going across, like as if he had been wearing a hat. He explains to me that he wears a hat, a gorra, a hat, and continue.
What kind of hat did you wear?
I asked him what type of hat, and he motions over to Diego, who's sitting to the right of him, that it's a hat very similar to that one that was on Diego's head.
Thank you.
And does that complete your conversation with Jose Ibarra about his injuries?
Correct, yes, ma'am.
I want to ask you, at some point, does he use the word for nail in Spanish?
Oh, no, he doesn't.
Okay, do you use that word?
In Spanish?
Yes.
The nail, so the word in Spanish for nail, as in like a fingernail, would be, excuse me, sorry, I apologize, I'm drawing a blank right now.
Yeah.
But it would be uña.
Okay.
But I didn't hear that.
Okay.
When he didn't respond that to me.
He did not.
Mm-hmm.
What was the question that you asked with uña that he did not respond back to?
Well, I had asked him how did he receive those scratches, and he didn't give me a clear answer at all.
Hold on. Okay, I wanted to have you hear this one section, Corporal saying.
scratch over there.
Did you hit the face or anything?
¿Usted le han pegado en la boca?
No.
Sorry, there we go. We're back at 15:19. If you could just listen to this again.
What happened to his arm? What happened there? What happened there?
All right, did you use the word uña in those questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay. What word did you use?
It sounds like I didn't really use a word. I asked what had happened there.
Okay.
Keep it up. What happened there?
And his answer to the specific one about the left wrist was what?
Well, first he said where.
Okay.
The way it looked like he was acting as if there was nothing there, but I could clearly see there was a scratch.
Okay. At first, that's what he said, where, and then what?
And then he pointed at it, and again, he doesn't really tell me how he got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. One moment, Your Honor. One final thing. Corporal saying, the phrase in Spanish, yo tengo, what does that mean literally?
Yo tengo would exactly translate to I have.
Okay, that's all I have. Thank you, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
This all occurred on February morning,
Yes, ma'am.
and I believe you said you arrived around 8:45 in the morning,
8:45-ish. Yeah.
and this was a little bit after that, but still in the morning.
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Ibarra was wearing a short sleeve shirt
Yes, he was.
and shorts
Yes.
and slides,
I would say so.
and he didn't have any sort of jacket or other covering.
No, ma'am.
All right, just a moment. And when you asked him about a hat, and he gestures towards, Mr. Diego Ibarra, he doesn't say, I wore that hat. He says, I wear a hat like that.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
That's what I heard.
All right. No further questions.
Ready, right?
No, sir. Yes, sir.
Yo tengo, translated I have. Those words are really important because we heard those words on Laken Riley's 911 call. But remember, she didn't say those words. Someone else did.